Hi guys, my name is Rushabh. Today's date is 23 August 2022. Today we are going to learn what is the communication between the two threads. We can call the intercommunication between the two threads. So we see that our two threads can synchronize. It is work in a synchronized way. Means there is the synchronizer concept in which one thread can work at a time. So in this concept of the communication, the one thread will communicate to the other thread. Means one thread will perform a particular action that will affect on the other thread. Means if the thread want to make an chocolates, one thread is the producer which produce the chocolate and other thread is the consumer. So that producer is depend on the consumer. In this way, if the consumer sells the chocolates, then the producer will produce that some amount of chocolates. So then in this between these two threads, there are the communication is required. So that's why inter-thread communication concept is came. So in this inter-thread concept of the inter-thread communication concept, when the two threads have to communicate with each other, there are the particular method is here for communication of the two threads. So there is the method we can call, there is the wait method and notify method. So because these two threads are depend on each other, or two method we can say which is depend on each other, so how they can communicate? So there is the wait which tells that particular thread it is make that particular thread to the waiting state. Because there is the synchronizer, next thread cannot be enter in the another thread, that's why there is the lock released. So that will tell the signal, that will notify the signal to the wait and that thread will be wait that position until the notify will again notify to it, then it release the wait position and again it going to the execution state. So in our notify will check whether there is the thread, there is the waiting, there is in waiting position object thread is there. So if there is the present in the waiting thread, then it will notify to it and that again this thread will be executed. So there is the notify and notify all method also. So notify all method, if there is the multiple waiting state, then notify all method is work. So when we use the notify all method, it will notify to the all waiting state and that waiting state will be fulfilled. So in this condition, this waiting and notify will communicate with each other. So our thread can make the operations easier. So this is all about the inter-thread communication. Thank you so much.